Okay, so in this diagram, we're going to see how should we rotate our motors. Okay, now if this is our Pixhawk, you know that Pixhawk has a nose direction, so make sure that your Pixhawk is set like this, forward direction. And if it is forward direction, on the top right, the very first one, we're gonna mark it as our first motor. And on the diagonal direction, the second, this one we're gonna mark as our second motor. Okay, and both of this motor, they should rotate anti-clockwise, as you can see that. Okay, and the other two, they should rotate clockwise. Okay, so on the top left side, that motor is a third motor, and on the diagonal side, that is our fourth motor, and they should rotate clockwise, as you can see from the direction. Okay, and if some of the motors, they don't rotate the right way we want, we're gonna see how to fix them. It would be simple fix, just switch the ESC wires and motor wires, switch between any two, and you are good to go. Anyway, let's go ahead to work with our hardware. Okay, so let's go ahead. We are almost ready to fly, and before we want to fly, there are some setups, and there are some crucial setups in terms of the whole hardware. So now we're gonna view them. The very first thing, okay, so let me go ahead and tell you. So now this is the drone forward direction, okay, the nose direction, as you can see that. Okay, now the crucial setup over here is in terms of how they should rotate. Okay, and we'll follow the traditional convention. So in general, this one, the one that right top your motor, that should rotate anti-clockwise. So this should rotate anti-clockwise. Okay, there are other ways of doing that, like clockwise, but we're gonna skip that part because that may increase difficulties for beginners. So we're going to follow conventional method. So this is the nose, and from the nose, the right top should be your anti-clockwise rotation, this one. Okay, now at the diagonal on the other part, this should be also anti-clockwise. So both of them should rotate anti-clockwise. Okay, like this. They should rotate like this, anti-clockwise, as you can see that. Okay, make sure that we do that, or we follow this thumb rule. Okay, anti-clockwise. Now this too should follow clockwise. All right, like this. All right, they should follow this. Okay, so left hand side rule, and for this too, right hand side full, anti-clockwise, clockwise. So that's the first thing. Now once you connect this thing together, until you do the test like this ESC, so my ESC is here, right? And then the motor, they might not rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise as you expect, and what to do in that case. So in that case, all you need to do, as you will see that over here, this part, you need to go ahead and switch any two. Okay, switch any two. All right, switch any two cables and you're good to go. All right, any two, and you should check whether it's your desired rotation or not. Okay, so you should check all of them one by one. That's my point. Okay, so you go ahead and power up the battery. So battery over here, you connect the battery and you see the rotation. And if you see that, for example, this is clockwise rotation, that means we need to switch this any two cables. So we're gonna go ahead and check the direction is okay or not. Okay, now I'll take this one in an example because I know this, all of this three are rotating in the right direction, but this may not. Now to check this, first we're gonna power up our vehicle. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, all right, let's wait for the calibration to be done, and now we're gonna click on this hardware safety button. Okay, now it's ready. So as you heard the sound, now I'm gonna switch on over here. Okay, now I'm gonna push it to the left side. Now I'm gonna push it to the left side. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Now as you can see that I'm trying to fill it. Okay. So I can see that my hand is rotating like this. So I think I was not in the camera. So let's do it one more time. So as you see that my hand is rotating like this. So this one definitely is rotating to the wrong direction, okay? Because this should rotate in this direction, which is not doing it, okay? All right. Now we can also go ahead and check others quickly. So I can check it and feel it that it is rotating clockwise the way I want. So this is fine. I know this is also rotating clockwise, so I can go ahead and simply touch and feel all of them, okay? So I can see that, okay? So these are all correct. Only this has a rotation problem. So this guy. Now since this guy has a rotation problem, what we could do, we can change any of these two and swap. So I'm gonna change between this and this, okay? I'm gonna change between these two. So I'm gonna unplug it, okay? And I'm gonna unplug both of them. All right. Now I'm gonna take this one and plug it. So as you see that I just swapped the way they were connected, okay? Now before we go ahead and fly, we need to make sure again that everything is set up correctly, because you just don't want to change and fly, and that's very dangerous, okay? All right. So now here, I'm gonna push it to the left side. And then I'm going to check it. Now it's rotating correctly. As I see that this rotation is correct, okay? All of them, they're rotating correctly. Okay, right. Now, since all of them are rotating correctly, which is very important, because if they don't rotate correctly, your drone may flip. Okay, definitely they will flip. Okay, so that's the first thing in terms of hardware, the motors, the way they should rotate. All right. Now, how about this section over here? This section, the wires, how they should go. Okay, as you can see, there are some wires connected which come from our ESC, right? So we need to check on that one. Okay, so another important thing that we need to check over here, right after we know the right orientation of the motors, I mean the right rotation, we know that now they have the right rotation. Now we need to make sure the ESC over here that's connect between the Pixhawk and our motor. So how to connect with our Pixhawk over here? So the ESC for the first motor, the one connected with the first motor, that ESC has cables. That cables we should connect with our Pixhawk, right? So the very first ESC that's connected with motor 1, the other two cable, you know, the signal and ground one, that should connect to the first one. So the ESC that's connect with this one, okay, right over here with the motor, we take the cable and plug it over here, okay? And the second one, this one, we plug it to the second one. You have to know that one. And this one, it should go to the third one. And this one, it should go to over here, okay? So we just have to make sure that we have the right connection, okay? And it has to be in this serial, in this system. 1, 2, 3, 4. One comes over here, the second one goes over here, the third one goes over here, the fourth one goes over here. Now let's go ahead and see our hardware. So remember, the very first motor, our first motor is on the top right side, okay, the first motor. That should connect with this Pixhawk port number 1, as you can see that over here, okay, main out 1, okay, this is where it should go. Make sure the ESC that comes, these two cables over here, okay, the two cables over here, that they should connect to the very first one, okay, all right. And the other one on this diagonal, you should take these cables and it should connect to the main out 2. Okay, it's pointed or written 2. All right, so these two, they should be next to each other, and then they should be, you know, like this, next to each other, and 1 and 2, they should take 1 and 2. All right, and then this one should connect to the third one over here, written 3. So you should check carefully. 1, 2, 3, main out 3. Okay, and the fourth one should go for the fourth one, this one. Okay, so once this setup is correct, your drone will not flip. Okay, you have to make sure that your drone will not flip. Why? This is anti-clockwise, this is anti-clockwise, this is clockwise, this is clockwise, and this one goes to number 1, this one goes to number 2, this one goes to number 3, and this one goes to number 4, and then we are pretty much ready to fly.